everyone, my name is Elaine. I'm the visual arts manager at ArtsQuest, and happy Halloween, and also happy Chris Kindle art season, because this year it's both at the same time. In the spirit of the multiple holidays that we can kind of celebrate this weekend, I'm going to show you two ideas for kind of last minute masks that you can make using at-home supplies like paper plates. And I'm actually going to be getting inspired by The Nightmare Before Christmas because it's one of a very select few movies that is somehow appropriate for both Halloween and Christmas, which are two of my favorite holidays, coincidentally. So if you've seen it before, you may recognize the three little kids who are at times up to no good, and I'm going to get inspired and show you kind of how to make two masks inspired by their costumes. So what you'll need for this, for one mask, that's going to be really easy, really straightforward, just a paper plate, markers, a pair of scissors or a hole puncher or yarn or whatever. For the other one, you might want to use some construction paper as well, but here we go. Okay, so for our first mask, I'm going to show you guys something that's super easy to just do with like markers. If you want to go fancy and do paint, you can, but I'm just using one of those kind of cheap paper plates with that have like the papery appearance or texture to them, and I'm gonna draw. So he has these really big round eye holes in his mask that are honestly, in my opinion, a little bit creepy. That's kind of the point. So I'm gonna draw two big circles. If yours look a little bit ragged, honestly, that kind of will add to the appeal. And he also has these weird kind of slit nostrils and no nose in his mask. But I think the defining feature of this costume is really the very weird and creepy smile he has these big kind of yellowy teeth. So I'm gonna first outline them in gray and then go back in and draw them in yellow instead. Alright, and so now it's time for me to just cut out two eye holes for like my actual eyes. I'm using like a big pair of scissors to kind of poke a hole. If you have something pointy, that can help a lot with this process. So I'm just going to poke a hole and then cut out the white part of this eye. Alrighty, and so for my final step of this is I'm just gonna poke a couple holes. I wish I had a hole puncher. I don't personally own one, but I'm gonna just try to carefully poke a hole without like ripping everything. You can also use tape, but a hole is gonna wind up being a little bit sturdier. You're not gonna accidentally pull it out, or you won't be as likely to. And I like to cut two individual strings and tie one to each edge, so you can just tie it in the back of your head instead of constantly having to like loosen it and tighten it throughout the night. Alrighty now, so if you want to go for something that's more colorful, more intense, we can add some construction paper. So I'm going to show you how to make kind of like the devil mask that the one little kid wears. And for this, I'm going to just start out by gluing a piece of construction paper to my plate, and I'm going to add a fair amount of glue just because I am going to be cutting bits off, so I don't want like my whole piece to come off. What I'm going to do now is kind of sketch out the shape of the mask, and I don't want to lose too much of my paper plate underneath, so I'm going to make it a slightly wider face than in the movie itself, but that's okay. So now I'm going to take my scissors and cut the whole shape out. what I'm gonna do next, I think, is usually they've got this big, like, creepy smile mouth, so I'm gonna sketch that out really quickly on a piece of black construction paper. Now, I think if you were going to describe the eyes that this character has, it'd be maybe beady more so than like those big round ones we just saw. So I'm gonna just kind of draw some eyes. And so one thing we can do to add a little bit of extra character to this mask, I really enjoyed, the character has like a big kind of pointy nose on his mask, so I'm going to kind of make that myself. And I just cut out a weird shape, and what I'm going to do is fold it in half so it'll kind of point up a little bit, and then I'm going to fold these itty bitty tabs underneath so I can glue it down. So these tabs are gonna go like so. So it'll be a more three-dimensional mask. Just gonna put some glue on these tabs on the edge. And now I'm going to kind of fold them under and stick them to my mask like so. The last thing that I remember this character having that I really enjoyed was some kind of weird yellow teeth, which I'm Alright, so the masks work. You and two friends can make your very own Nightmare Before Christmas inspired masks to wear this weekend, and honestly throughout the holiday season all the way up until Christmas, because again, Nightmare Before Christmas is both a Christmas and a Halloween movie. So I hope you guys enjoyed this craft. Definitely come down to Chris Kindle Mart to enjoy some Christmas things as well as your Halloween stuff this weekend. But have a good one, and I'll see you guys next week for the Next Day Creative video. Thank you.